Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, and we have a lot to show you.
It's not going to go through it.
I have the other one. Oh, you know why? Because I don't put this in.
No, then you got to put it up here. Here. Oh, it still didn't work.
Try it.
It's not good enough. Yeah. Let me do it.
I have Charlene over here trying to die cut stuff for me, so I in between.
It's my first day.
Yeah. One of these days we'll get her on Facebook Live.
No. What is the problem?
Once you do it, it's not so bad. So I have a lot to show you, and actually we're going to do a little demo at the end. Time prohibiting, but I think we'll be fine. So we have some new products that came in over the last couple days and things I want to share. The first thing I actually want to share is this card. It was a thank you card made by one of our customers, and I periodically I get cards, but I think people are afraid to send me cards thinking that they're not good enough, and they are. Like we are a talented group of people, and whether you think your card is good or not, the other person will absolutely love it and appreciate it. But this is a beautiful card, and we have the products. These are from Pink Fresh. The background plate, I'm not sure if she used a die or an embossing folder, but she did texturize the background and ink it. This is, gosh, if you remember, this is one of the first stamps and stencils that came out from Pink Fresh, and now they had the foil plate. So this was done with the foil plate, and it looks like she used the stencil to ink it. And then this is one of the brush sentiments foil plate. She used the thank you on there, and there is a coordinating die cut. So Heidi, I want to thank you. She is one of our customers from Duluth, Minnesota, and love it. So it's actually from Heidi and I think her mom, Melissa, it said thank you in there, but not sure if they both worked on it or one, but I just wanted to say thank you. One other card I want to share, and we're still gathering cards for Ukraine, and we're filling up our back space. And these were done by Val, one of our customers. Here she used the watercolor crayons with this and did this background. And then, if you can tell, she went and she used, what's it called? It's a embossing folder, linen, something linen, maybe organic linen from Altenew. And I love that because it's such a scary thing after you've colored something and it's beautiful to take an embossing folder over it. But it is amazing when you see it done. And this was another one that she did, and she used her brushes. And this is the Altenew embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder. So I think every Facebook Live, I'm going to share some of the cards that we got in for Ukraine. And actually, Val said we should do something once a month, kind of have a theme and people send the cards in. So we might do something like that. And I thought, well, gosh, then I'm going to have all these cards. And maybe what we can do is put everybody's name into the little container. And at the end of the month, draw one of the person's names that entered a card. And they will win everybody's card. So if you think that's a great idea, let me know.
I don't think this is supposed to go any deeper. I've ran it through 3 times.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, me too.
So I think I'm going to ink it a little bit. So we're Mona was on yesterday. She showed some of the new Sizzix. So I just want to go over it because on some of the folders, actually, we're embossing it. But no, I got it right here.
Oh, you do?
I got my stuff.
All right.
Yep, so
I was gonna
if you just grab a brown like a vintage photo. But these were some of the ones that were kind of my favorite, the embossing folder. This is the doily, and I did it in white, and I did it in my favorite color for the summer. Everybody should go out and buy a shirt in that color. Everybody looks good in that color. Love that doily background. This one is called, this is woven. And we did this on brown. And thank you. And I'm just going to show by just doing a little direct to paper. And it's just going to,
Oh, that's much
yeah,
better.
kind of gather the top. This is the woven one, but you can see that. And then if I have my, I have a brown. This might get into the grooves, but we'll just do this corner. I'll do the brown on the next one. And this is leather. Close up you can see. So I think when you do the brush, unless you go just on the top carefully, but I think if you do the direct to paper, you can see this is kind of showing. This just looks like leather. Look at that. See, it is working, sure.
Oh, yeah, that's much better. I was expecting it to be deeper, but I like the
Yeah.
letter on it rather than the
Yeah,
dark.
so I could see like a lot of techniques being done with this. I'll just make it dry faster. So we have the woven, we have the leather, and we have the crochet. So very cool. Oh, hold it so the camera can focus. Once in a while I'll do read your stuff. So you can see that. And you can see those. So I'm sure you're going to see those in some projects coming up. The other thing that Mona showed yesterday was this die that I showed on Wednesday. And this is from iCrafter. It's the toolbox. It can become a gift card holder. So you can just make an individual little gift card holder. And it has all these little tools that you can add in there. And when you do the gift card holder, you have to do a second back so that you have something to slide the gift card into. Oh. Or you could just do the front of it and put your adhesive along the side, and your back will be, oh, you have this little, to do a gift card holder this way, and a card all in one. So this is what we showed yesterday if you missed it. And actually I kind of set it up so Donna is actually taking all our Facebook Lives and putting them right on our YouTube channel so that if you miss it, you can go back there and see everything. And quickly, if you just didn't see, these are some of the new Sizzix dies. The puzzle, which periodically we get people that ask for puzzle pieces and puzzles, but you can stamp something and then cut it apart and put the little pieces in an envelope so that person has to put it together. We have all these sentiments from Tim. The birds, which I loved. The butterflies. These cool little funky flowers. A new rose. And these abstract faces. So, oh, and this is a new little coffee. So we have the new Sizzix online. And if you've gotten any of their opulent collection papers, we have it in I think white, gold, silver, and black. This is the newest one. This is the muted color, so you get this kind of rose-colored, kind of metallic paper. If you can see, they're beautiful. And then you get the glitter paper. You get the eucalyptus and the mint kind of eucalyptus glitter, and this beautiful blue. They call it French Navy. So this is the newest pack of paper. We have a couple things in from Pink Fresh. And actually, Carol, you asked me about this. So we have the stamp with the birds, and then we have the coordinating die cut. And then this is a new frame. You can see this nice little design, so it can make a frame. The way this one will work, let me see if I can open this one. So this is the die, and oh, we need a bigger piece of paper, but if you cut this, there's no inside piece here, nothing raised. So
Here, let me cut it.
I don't think is that going to be big enough?
Yeah,
Okay.
it will be.
So Charlene's going to cut that to show you, because this is another die that you can use in addition to it. So
Give me this.
if you cut this by itself, you get this design. And if you wanted a frame, you're going to put this piece on top. So if you cut it again, you're going to create a frame. The other thing you can do is use that larger one that she's cutting right now, and you can cut a mat with it. I will set those aside. So now you created a frame. So you have like an option with this. And that particular frame, this one is called the Folk Edges. We might have had this in before because I love all their folk designs. So I'm going to put this off to the side so we can make it look nice in the package. Oh, make sure this one goes in there.
I'll take care of that. Don't,
You got
don't
that?
bother with that.
So we'll move these off to the side. And then we got a bunch of couple different things I just want to share with you. These are just fun die cuts. I think there might have been some papers that match with it, but they're just kind of typical fun, bold colors. These would be great on a layout, but they're also great in a card. And for Maker Mania, this was a project that I did. It's a little easel gift box that I created. But what I wanted to show you is all these pieces on the front are just from die cuts. So they're not stamps and dies and so on and so forth. I didn't have to die cut anything. This is a die cut that I used. But you can create the same kind of like cute little card, just adding these on the front. And the colors are beautiful. They're like really a nice color palette.
Do you remind him how nice that is to put them back together again?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure will.
because, Charlene's putting this back together. What I love about Pink Fresh is they have, now I'm going to ruin it.
That's
In
okay.
between these, there's a magnet that kind of holds these in place.
A cinch.
So, Spellbinders, we have some of their gems. And this is I think it's, oh gosh, what do they call it? AB, or Spectrum AB. And you can see they have a nice little sparkle to them. We got the little mini snapbook photo album from Simple Stories. and great for gathering pictures and, you know, for small little events, and they're just fun to decorate the front and label them. Speaking of simple stories, we have a lot of new papers that came in. We have the Celebrate. We have their 6x8, so it's a little paper pad collection of some birthday and, you know, just kind of fun celebratory type events. And then you have the little sticker book that goes with it. And we have the chipboard die cuts. We have the new Summer Loving collection pack. So in there you get all these papers and a sticker sheet. And along with those we have their 6x8 pad, their chipboard pieces, the little ephemera, which are great for those little books to add those little images and such. And then another chipboard piece. And these are the individual papers we have. So these can be cut up and used on your layouts, but on the back side, you know, that would make a really cute card background, those rainbow colors. Here's another paper. Love this. This is the water hose and the background. These can be little card fronts, but they fit in those little snap books. And the rainbow palette on the back. You know, when I look at paper, I look at something that the scrapbookers can use, but I also see this as a card maker's paper that we could use these for our backs of our card designs. The little snow cones. Who doesn't love a snow cone on a really hot day? This is another fun background paper. And then you have all the summertime fruit. And this was actually one of my favorite papers from this collection. The top part is red, and then you have this design at the bottom. And this is really sweet on the back. But I wanted to show you really quickly, maybe not so quickly, how to use that in a card. So I have paper on the side. I have paper cut for a slimline, and then for an A2 card. So I'm going to switch you over here. Oh, what I'm going to do is talk about that.
Don't switch me. That's like calling a squirrel.
I'm calling a squirrel. I need the paper cutter.
You need paper? You got it?
Yeah, if you want to pull that.
I'm moving it. Done.
So when I saw this paper and I ordered it, this is what I thought right away. So I'm going to need a piece like 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it. I cut this 4 1/4. And typically when I do a layer on an A2 size card, the top part I kind of play with. Let me see, I'm going to do this. So I cut this 4 1/8 and 5 3/8. And then I have this. It's kind of hard to see, but I have this 4 by 5 1/4. So you can do it as such. I can do that, and then maybe cut this down a smidgen. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that red base. Even that back is really sweet. And this one, sometimes when, I think I just like it red. This is a little bit thin for me. I'm going to mat it just on the back a little bit with a little bit of heavier, just regular cardstock. Especially since I want to, if I was just to glue it flat, I wouldn't bother. But since I'm going to pop it, this will give it a little bit of weight. I'm still using that little pin, the stainless steel pin. And now I'm going to pop it. And typically when I'm putting my tape on a card or foam tape, this is how I kind of align my pop dots so that corners are stable, the center, and in the center of the card. So it doesn't droop in the center, especially if I'm adding something on top of it, maybe another sentiment. You don't want it to kind of bow. And then I'll go back and add a sentiment later, but look how sweet and fun that card is. Now from the leftover, I'm going to do a slimline card. Now my slimline, I did 8.5 by 3 3/4. This is the layer that's going to go on top of that. So I did this 3.5 by 8 1/4. And now I'm going to look on that design. I can't cut it here because I'm going to miss all those flower tops. So I am going to actually cut this bottom off, which I can use on a band on another card. And I'm going to have some of that red up. So I'm looking.
Are you good?
Yep. So I can use that on a card, on an A2 card. I can use it on, and use that by itself. And now I have this part of the design, which is what I was really looking for. And I'm going to cut this.
You still doing it or you done? Are you done?
Nope.
You still working?
Yeah.
Half hour, 30 minutes?
So I had to cut down my slimline because the leftover after cutting that off wasn't enough. But once again, I'm going to just adhere this on here. Okay, so we have that. And I can just pop it directly onto the white. I want to show them that.
Oh, this here? Okay. Sorry.
And this one's going to need a little bit more of the pop dots. I probably go about 3 inches apart. You could put another colored pattern paper behind there. I'm just going to leave it because I'm going to show you what I have left, and I'll probably be able to create maybe 1, maybe 2 cards from what I have left. Okay, so there is a slimline. There is an A2 size card. I have this piece that's left over, but I can use this back side on a card front, and this I'm going to finish at another time, but I can probably get 2 cards out of here, maybe 3, because I could use this as a border again. So what I'll do is kind of play with these tomorrow and see what I end up, and out of that 1 sheet of paper, which, you know, you really have that, just that border on the bottom, you can create a whole bunch of cards. Super easy cards. Okay, so that is my new favorite paper from Simple Stories. I love that red. It's a pretty red. It's really nice. I just wanted to show you what, for those of you that have the crossover machine, a customer asked me about if they had a magnet base for this, and they don't. They just have this cutting plate right here. And so we took a Gemini, because on that crossover, it's adjustable. We can adjust it. So we've been using the Gemini magnet sheet on here to hold our dies in place when we go to die cut them. And it's been working like a gem. And for those of you that have the Big Shot, next week, maybe at the end next week or the week after, we're getting the new our magnet plate from iCrafter in, and that is amazing. So there's another option for you for that. Okay, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. Some other things that we got in, we have the Waffle Flower couple new foiling plates. This is the Sunburst, and I believe this might have been the foil plate that Jennifer recently did a demonstration using. She used somebody's foil plate and then shifted it so that she did one set of foil in gold, and then she used maybe like a foil plate that had a design. She tilted it slightly, so in between you had another set of rays in between, and did it a third time. So it created like this really beautiful finished card. So as you tilted it, like all those rays were focused in on what she put in the center. But this is the new Waffle Flower foil plate. And don't forget, because you can use these foil plates with your tan mat to create embossing backgrounds. Another new foil plate. This is Hello Friend, Hey There, and Miss You. And this is kind of one of these kind of plates that you have to have. Everybody has to have. It's just the basic rectangle design in multiple layers. So you're going to get that solid foil look around the edge of your card. And then I love the font and their sentiments. They're just really fun and sweet. And this is, I don't think it's new, but it's one that we haven't had in our collection, so I added that. And Lily of the Valley is like one of my favorite little flowers, and this is their new set. Every month they come out with a new flower set for each month. and it might be Lily of the Valley is the April flower. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but so we have all these stamp designs, and we do the combo set because it's actually a really great price, and you get the packaging and the storage units all together, and this has all the dies for all these little images. And this is a new collection pack from 49th and Market, and you can see all the beautiful die cuts that you get inside this package. You get, I believe this is their washi tape. You'll get some of that in there. And these papers. And let's see. They're in the papers. You get 16 papers. They're double-sided. There's 4 new limited edition, and I believe that they're these because I don't recognize those. And then you get these papers on the bottom, and you get the 4 laser cut die cuts, which pop out really super easily, and 2 sheets of the washi tape. So we have a couple of these collections. And then I'm saving the best for last, or one of my all-time favorites. These are not on the website yet, but I'm going to show you. They should be up shortly. These are some new dies from Rinky. And this one is called the Pussy Willow Egg Die. And they have these cutest little 3 chicks. I love them. And I just have to figure out the price because I have to buy these in euros. So I have to convert it and everything. So it's not that easy. But you can see the little designs that you get in these cute little chicks. We did get a few other dies which we've had before. So we've got those back in. And then paper from Rinky. These actually came from Germany, and we've been carrying Rinky papers for quite a long time because there's nothing like them. Her designs are absolutely beautiful. So this one we may have had it, but this is one of the designs that came in. And if there's any that you like, down in this little bottom corner, I don't know if you can see that little number, tells you what it is. This is one of their Christmas paper, but I didn't consider it Christmas. I love those flowers. And once again, this is a paper that you can cut up and use in groupings and sections to create some beautiful cards. And if for nothing else, they're beautiful framed. Just gorgeous. And probably over the next week or so, I'm going to be creating a card class for Rinky. This paper is new. I will send you photos. Marcus, we're putting this in the front display. So we're making a changeover today. And look at these. So you can use these, but you can also cut them apart and use the flowers individually. There's my favorite color. Look at this. That's solid. And it's hard to tell, but it kind of is an ombre paper. It has a little purple at the top and has that darker coral at the bottom. This is another one where you can cut across here. The whole sheet are just these strips of flowers, and use them for either an A2 or a slimline card like I did earlier. I mean, just the colors are beautiful. Look at that coral color. And then I went out of my box, but I kind of see like some really cool potential with this paper. And I actually got it to go with this paper. So you can see how you can incorporate the two into a card. Here is another one of those kind of watercolor wash backgrounds. This is what they call like a cut apart. And you can use these as little card fronts and incorporate them. And I got these in, even though that they're in German, a lot of times I will put things over these words, or on some of them, I actually just leave them. This is actually a Christmas paper. And just because of what happened over the last 2 years, we have not been able to get any Ranky paper. Who knows what's going to happen next fall. So I got a couple of Christmas papers. And if for nothing else, this is just beautiful, framed and put on a wall. Another, this is kind of a wreath design. And we have this, another winter kind of Christmas design. And like I see these in parts and pieces, using the words for backgrounds, that beautiful bird. Beautiful zinnias. And even though it has this letter D in there, you know, as I'm using these pieces, I can use this as a background, cutting those out. And using these as background elements on my cards. Just a background paper. This one I just thought was really cool. I love the color palette. The gray with that kind of teal, blue, green, and the orange. The lemons. You know, it's a beautiful yellow with those flowers in there. And another, just to see, you have to see these colors in person because they're beautiful. So those are the papers from Alexander Ranky that we just got in.
You showed those papers.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So
look at that.
actually Charlene has a class like in 15 minutes, so I need to clean my mess off. I was going to show you some stenciling, but I'll save that for Wednesday. But I just want to let you know, we got the waffle flower brushes back in stock, the set of 4, and then we have these, this is the shader number 1, and we have these individually. The smallest little one is out of stock. We'll be getting that back in. But one of the things I was actually just going to discuss with you is just showing something that Mona said yesterday, which she found and she just loved. She used this little angular brush. She said she used it on her, on this little carrot box. And in this, you have these little lines that the dirt always gets in on carrots. She said this little angle brush actually fit right in there. So you were able to get those little marks of like dirt in your carrot. But she's loving these brushes. I used it on the stencil I was going to show you today, which we'll pick up on Wednesday. And then she said she, just used it on the edges. So it looks like you, just pull that carrot out of the ground. And this is that little carrot box from Elizabeth Crafts. Okay, so I'm just going to check if anybody had any questions. We are putting the new Renke paper front and center when you walk in the store. So if you're looking for any of that, if there's any left.
I'm already on that, so
Yeah,
so
so,
in here quick.
and all the other items I believe are on the website. So unless there's any questions, let's see. Nothing on the, let's see, the garage sale. So just check back. I'm waiting for an okay from the landlord on the date. So I'm planning tentatively, but we'll wait to get back. I was thinking the weekend of April 30th, May 1st, but we'll have to see. That might, unless I hear back, we'll have to change that. So that's all I can share with you right at this point. Okay, we're going to have you back here.
I was scared I didn't
Yeah, no. No, we won't put you on. Yes, unless you want to do a demo one day. I'm taking open, applications for Facebook Live. Anybody wants to do a Facebook Live. So I'm just going to say, everyone, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. And I will either see you in the store or I will see you online on Wednesday for our Facebook Wing It Wednesday. So thanks for joining me. Have a good day.